Okay, after talking about value, you should have a worksheet, a paper plate, a cup of water, a sponge, a pencil, and a paintbrush in front of you. Okay, what you are going to do is you're going to put your name on your worksheet so you don't lose it. So my name is Mrs. Snyder. And I want you to go ahead and, just in case, put your name on the back as well, just in case some paint covers that up. And we are going to talk about tints and shades. Okay, when you get the color straight out of the bottle, we are going to call that the pure hue. I'm going to draw a line down the middle of my paper plate. And then in the middle of this line, I'm going to have a circle, okay? And then erase that line. This is where I'm going to have my plain color out of the bottle, and we are going to write hue, H-U-E, okay? So that is where the hue is going to go. And then on one side, I want you to write tint, T-I-N-T, and on the other, shade, S-H-A-D-E. All right? Shade, hue, tint. That's what it should look like. So I'm going to add my hue to the hue circle. And anytime you add white to a color, you are making a tint. So I'm going to have some white over on my tint side. And anytime you add black to a color, you are making a shade. So you will have black on the shade side. All right? Make sure you are only doing your tints all at the same time and your shades all at the same time. Okay? I'll show you exactly what I mean by that. In ice cream scoop number 3, that is just going to be your hue, okay? So it is not a tint, it is not a shade, it is just the plain color from the bottle. I want you to take your time, fill in this shape, try not to go past the lines, it's okay if you do a little bit, but you're going to fill this in completely. And make sure there aren't any globs of paint. And you don't need to use too much, okay? As you can see, I've only dipped my brush one time, and I've already painted more than half of the ice cream scoop. So if I need to get a little more, I can. Okay. Make sure there aren't any globs of paint, so spread it around. Taking my time. Not scribbling everywhere, okay? If you go past the black line, it's okay. Just try your best. All right, number 3 is just my hue. Now, I'm going to make a tint for numbers 1 and 2. Okay, so what I'm going to do this, I'm going to scoop a little bit of my hue, make a dot right there, try to get my paint right there. Do it one more time, right here. All right, let's go ahead and do that on both sides. So I should have some here and some of my hue here. All right. Now let's make a tint. I'm going to dip my brush just once, I think for now, just once into my white and get a huge scoop, okay? And I'm going to start mixing it in on the tint side, okay? So now I have this light green, okay? And now I'm going to fill in number 2. Okay, great. So we made a tint of this green color. I was going to add even more white to this little blob, but you guys, I just realized I can just use this little bit of green that I have and all of this white, and we are going to make an even lighter tint for number 1. So I'm going to mix up this. So it's just a lot of white and a little tiny bit of green. All right. So it's just barely green. If you can't see the color at all, you can maybe grab a little dot of green and mix it in, okay? This beautiful, almost mint color, right? And I can fill that in for number 1. Okay, now that I'm done with my tints, I'm going to rinse out my brush in the water, okay? If you need to, hold your cup down so it doesn't move and doesn't spill. All right, and then I wipe it on my sponge. All right, perfect. It's okay if my brush isn't entirely clean because we are gonna move right over to shades. So I'm going to take a little bit, just a dot of black, just a dot, okay? I'm going to mix it into this green. Okay, if it still looks too much like the original hue, get a little dot of black and mix it in. But a little bit of black goes a really long way, and we don't want to get super dark yet. All right. So this is already darker than my original hue. I'm gonna go ahead and paint scoop number 4. Okay, we are almost done. Now I get to take even more black. Oh gosh, I would still just do a dot at a time and mix it into my green so it's even darker than number 4. All right, so this is almost black, as you can see. If you're running out of green, you can, since this is your last one, you can grab some from your hue, get a little more paint so you're not running out of paint. Maybe I'll grab just one more dot of black. All right, mix it all in. This is our last shade that we are going to do, and we're going to fill in scoop number 5. Okay, now I'm going to wash my brush, and really now I'm going to make sure that it is entirely clean. So not like last time where we could just sort of clean it a little bit and then move on. We're gonna make sure it is entirely clean. So I'm going to wipe on my sponge, check. If I need to do it again, I do it again. If I need to get paper towels and really get in between the fibers of the brush, I can do that. But I think I got it. So check your brushes. If you're not sure, ask me, okay? Now we have a hue, 2 tints, and 2 shades. So we have something very, very light, and it goes all the way to something very dark. That means we have a very beautiful range of values. Everybody say range of values. So we have some light values, and it goes all the way to dark values. What you're gonna do now is you're going to put these on the drying rack, and then next time when they're dry, we will do the cone, and we will do the background, and we will put together your ice cream scoops.